Hello, Talking Hearts. It's Natalie. We're just taking it to a whole new level where we are going to be inspiring and empowering each other. We're going to be sharing stories of resilience and overcoming, and talking to women who have been through some extremely traumatic experiences, yet have come out on the other side, even when the odds were stacked against them, and they are doing beautifully. And they can share some of their insights and the tools that they've gathered along the way with you, in case you're struggling with wounds or past trauma. And we can share some different coping mechanisms or different ways of releasing emotion, or writing it out, talking it out. This is going to be a very, very broad subject. Our number one mission here is to inspire and to heal so that we can move forward into a brighter future without having the baggage of our past, having to carry that around. Me particularly, I'm 45, I'm in midlife. I've been doing this real extensive work actually since 2011 when I got my divorce. And I knew that I was just an absolute mess inside, and I did not think that I could be fixed. I thought that I was defective, and I thought that nothing could ever change that. But I'm here to let you know that you're not defective if you're feeling like that. And sometimes it feels like there's just so much to look at that you don't want to open, quote unquote, Pandora's box. But I'll let you know that it's on your own timeline. And if you open Pandora's box, you don't have to go through everything all at once. You can just kind of sift through some of the things that come up as they come up, and we can share with you the tools that we use or that I use to be able to manage my triggers. Which, I had so many triggers when I first started this journey that I was pretty much frozen and unable to do anything and had a complete rock bottom breakdown. So I got a divorce and I did all those things, but it's been a long journey. And now with 3 years of sobriety, I am, finally feeling a little bit lighter, not so heavy. And my suffering is still there at times, but it's not as intense as it was. I would suffer so badly by my emotional pain that I would seek escapes, which would be through like love addiction. I went through that for a while. I pretty much tried everything: drug addiction, alcohol, um, workaholic, you name it, everything. So we would like to teach you how to live your life without having to run from yourself or escape from what feels like a living hell of suffering inside of yourself, because I've been there, and you'll find that the women on this podcast have been there as well. And so we're here just to share our stories. And I know that a lot of you have short stories as well, and we would love for you to share those. So it's a collaborative effort for women to empower women so that we can become healthier women, grown-up women who are emotionally intelligent and can, kind of show the way for maybe some of the younger women that need some guidance. So that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to share a little clip from somebody that I had talked to who has agreed to share her story with us. And I am absolutely honored to go further with her on this and to dive into some of her past and to hear her inspirational story of how she turned her life around, even when the odds were completely stacked against her. So I'm going to play a little clip from that. And here it is. And I don't think, I was thinking about it. I don't think that we need to share names. I think that we should probably keep this anonymous unless you feel comfortable being on camera, or if you want to share names, that's fine. I particularly do not like being on camera, and the fact that I'm speaking is huge for me too. So I've been kind of hiding in the shadows because of my fear of speaking, of, taking this to you guys, which I shouldn't be afraid, because I know all of you and I love all of you. And I know that you know me as well. And I'm writing very personal things on the Talking Hearts. But, I feel like it's time for me to step out and to help facilitate some of these meetings. We have a wonderful, wonderful group of women that is already on board, that are very respected and just amazing, inspirational, just wonderful women. So I'm going to go ahead and share a little clip of someone who is going to tell us more about her story. It's a very intense story, and I'm sure that it will, bring some things up for those of you who can relate, or those of you who are listening. And here it is.
Yes, it's like a classism for trauma. that you can only suffer if you grew up poor or something. And that's not the case. That's why, there's mental health struggles in rich families and poor families, and people who have been abused and suffer incest in rich families as well as poor families. I just want to break that stigma, that it can only happen in poor families, because that's just not true at all. Um, yeah, I would love to talk about all of that. You know, there's just so much. There's so much to unpack here.
So there you have it. So we're working on scheduling a time to do our first Zoom meeting, which is going to be done this way. And she's going to share her story with us, and there'll be more to come. And I'm also going to reach out to some other people who may want to talk as well. And please feel free to reach out to me directly if you feel called to share your story, because we want to hear it. So, if we share our stories and we connect with each other, we're gonna feel better, and we're not gonna feel so isolated or alone or stuck in our own minds. I mean, the biggest part of healing to me is the vulnerability of sharing with others. And when you realize that once you share that other women are like you, or maybe they've dealt with the same scenarios and the same heartbreak and wounds and horrific acts that have been um, you know passed down to them or that they've had to endure, we're going to see that we're not alone, and that's going to give us that feeling of belonging, which empowers us and inspires us to be all we can be. And that's what I want to do. I want us all to rise together and to just become the strong, powerful women that we are, and to be proud of ourselves and how far we've come. So I look forward to seeing where this goes. I don't even know yet. So I'm just doing this all organically. I'm not writing any scripts. I don't like to write scripts because I feel like it takes away the authenticity of what we are trying to convey here in the present moment. So I'm excited, like I said, to see where this goes, and just I'll talk to you all soon. All righty.